what do you want to happen next after you like met this person or made some steps or had some chemistry or something? What do you want to happen next? Are you like serious, or is it just for fun? Like,
When you meet somebody, it is important to understand that we all meet through our wounds. We meet through our wounds. We recognize something in somebody that we are familiar with. And we are drawn to that. And so it is important to ask yourself, where are you when you met that person? What in that person attracted you? Okay, and at the end, what it is that you want, not what a person wants, what it is that you want. What do you want from this kind of connection? Do you want to be connected? Do you want to just play around? But it's important to see where you are at, and are you really comfortable with the place that you are at? Because many times when you meet somebody, we bring our patterns into that connection, and we also meet patterns with the other person. We are creating this living this pattern. So, for example, if somebody, let's say the woman, has been conditioned to be submissive, all right, in the sense of that she was taking care of things, she would be doing the cooking in the house, she would taking care of the kids, she would follow the path that was quote unquote destined for her through her family, okay. And then she meets a person and she goes out to the world with that. That is how I am to be in a relationship. Okay? And I'm making it very generalized there. Okay? And then you meet somebody, and then the woman meets somebody who is on the other side, who is used to that the woman in the relationship is taking care of everything, and does this and does that, and takes care of him, and all these kind of.
She used to be taking care of family, so now she has to be taking care of.
So for her, but here's the thing: it switches.
It switches.
It switches. So now the two met, and he said, "Well, yeah, I love that she takes care of it," and she says, "Yeah, I love taking care of him." Right. So it seems like it's a fit. It seems like it's a glove, and it can be expressed in many aspects in a relationship. In many aspects in a relationship, okay? It could be in taking care, it could be in different aspects. It could be sexually, it could be in different places. And so the two people meet and say, oh wow, that's a match because I like this, it's a great match, but those are the wounds. So we bring these patterns and these understandings from old stories, from the stories that came from our families and the people that we know, to a new connection, to a new relationship. And so when you meet at first and there is the physical attraction, or there is the initial attraction, many times people want to build something based on that. Oh, I have the hots for you, I have the hots for you, let's make a life. Okay? Many times this is not going to hold, because that which was the foundation of the connection was something that is fickle, something that is not stable. And then after 6 months, after a year, after a few years, after 2 years, something like that, suddenly things are coming up that one would say, well, weren't they addressed at the beginning? And you realize that they weren't. And you realize that they weren't. Just like a couple that I know, that they start talking about how to raise the child only after they had a child. As far as religion and as far as way of looking at things. And those are things that are important to have beforehand. And if you don't have them, if you don't have this open communication and talking about these things and what is important for you and what you want, then you may face some difficulties here and there.
All right, but you can have this communication in beforehand. But yeah, well, what we were talking about from the very beginning, intention for like where are you right now, and ask your partner where is his or her intention at the moment, right? So what do you actually want?
Well, there is a concept in Judaism that is called melech, okay, which is king, which means melech stands for moach, lev, klayot, mind, heart, kidneys. And there is, and then there is another verse, and I'll come back to this. There is another verse that says, "Lo taturu acharei levavchem ve'acharei einechem," that don't tour after your heart and your eyes. Comes from the word tourist. A tourist comes to a new city. What does it do? He goes here, he goes there, comes out, doesn't know where he will come out, doesn't know what stores there are, just exploring, going with the flow, and da-da-da-da-da. That's the heart. And he says, don't run after your heart, because your heart will take you in different places. It'll go here, it'll go there, it'll go boom, 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 all these kind of places that will take you out of your focus into different places. And so melech, the concept is mind over heart over kidneys. So, yes, see with the eyes of your heart.
In your stomach.
Yeah. So see with the eyes of your heart. Lead with the eyes of your heart. Come from the place of compassion. Come from the place of accepting. Come from the place of kindness. But deploy your mind to see, is this good for you? Is this something that is going to benefit where you want to go? Or is this pulling you back to old patterns? Now, why heart over kidneys? Because kidneys and liver is where the sacral chakra is where all your desires, all your wants, all your needs, many wounds are stored there. Kidneys can sift through the stuff that you need and stuff that you don't need. So, melech. Otherwise, if we go with our heart that controls our mind, it's lemech. It's like somebody who is here, once there, once there. And somebody who goes through the kidneys, meaning that just by the desires, just by the wants, it's really going with the animalistic desire, without the thinking, is this good for me? Without thinking, is it coming from a pattern? Just, oh, I feel I go. I feel I do. Many people call it, oh, I'm in the flow, you know. But what is really to be in the flow? What it is to be in the flow? There is the physical flow and there is the essence flow. There is the physical flow that is stored in the kidneys and in the liver, that I can say, okay, I see this, I'm going. Not thinking, oh, right, left, there's a car coming up. I don't know, I see something in the middle of the road, I'm going. I don't look left, right, see if there are cars, there is green light, I'm going. So that's animalistic. So if I'm starting with the kidneys controlling the heart, controlling the mind, it's klum, which is nothing. If I go with my heart, controlling my mind, controlling my kidneys, it's lemech. It's like an empty can that is on the seashore that moves from one wave to the other. But to be a king is letting your mind oversee what your heart sees and deciding, is this good for you or not good for you? For whatever purpose and condition that you have, whatever goal that you have, even the goal is to assess and to see, where is that goal coming from? So when you talk about, if you bring this back to career, if you look at this as a means to bring you somewhere, then you know that this is a means to bring you somewhere. And it's not ending with this. Right? But if you look at this, that this is all you do, that this is what you're going to do here, and this is not this as a subject is not a great interest for you, then you're going to be miserable, because you're going to beat yourself up for doing something that you don't want. And if you look at what you're doing now as a means to get what you want, then your perception shifts. And then you are treating this just what it is. It's not the core, it's just a tool that I'm using. And on the way, you will learn a lot of things. Of course, the goal is that you trust yourself enough to be doing exactly what you want to do. And to trust and to do the things, to do the effort that brings your skill to a place where you can monetize it and you can do work from it and expand from it and learn from that as well. So the intention, yes, of course, the intention is super important, if not the most important, because the intention is going to direct where the boat is going to float.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, darling.